Want to learn how to make a beanie?
A beanie.
For your grandma, for your mom, for any of your siblings.
Any of your siblings.
Well, this is the video for you.
This is the video for you.
Okay, so I have my loom, and my loom has 37 pegs, but if yours has more than mine, that just means your hat's going to be a little bit bigger. So you get the yarn of your choice, which I recommend getting the number 6 bulky, and then you're going to need your crocheting tool. So the first step is to get your yarn of your choice, and you're going to put it on the very first peg that you want to start off on. And all I'm doing is just making a simple knot, and I'm just tying. I'm not going to tie it super tight, but I'm not going to do it super loose, and I'm just doing that knot 2 times. There are 2 ways to hold a loom, and one of them is to lay your loom flat down on a surface and to do what's called an E-wrap all the way around. Or you can do the way I like to do it and hold it up straight and just keep on wrapping around those pegs. Once you have gone all the way around the loom with the yarn, you can wrap it around the peg that's on the side, or if you don't have one of those, you can just hold it firmly with your hand. So all I'm going to do is just going to push all the yarn that I've wrapped around for the first time down. Just pushing it down. I'm going to do that to every single peg until I get to the very first one I started on. Once you've pushed every single yarn down, you're just going to E-wrap a second time all the way around. When you finish wrapping your yarn around the pegs for the second time, you're going to need your crocheting tool, and all you're going to do is just pull the bottom yarn over the top one, just like this. Once you finish knitting, or aka pulling the bottom yarn over the top yarn, you're going to push that yarn to the bottom. Magic! Well, it's not really magic. All I did was really just E-wrap, knit, and then I just pushed the yarn back to the bottom. This is a very important step into making your beanie. So follow the line of the knit that you've done, and you're going to follow it all the way down to the very, very bottom. Then once you have gone to the bottom, you're going to find that little loop, and you're going to place it onto the peg. And so you're just going to repeat that step, find the little loop, and put it on the peg. Once you have finished that step, you're going to see the brim of your hat. Now, all I'm going to do is just knit like normal, and I'm going to seal that brim in place. Colors! If you want colors in your beanie, there's a very easy step to do this. If not, you can just continue E-wrapping and knitting as normal. But before I add colors, I'm going to E-wrap and knit about 7 more rows, because I kind of want there to be a little bit more white, and then I'll do colors. So the first step is to cut the white yarn, or whatever yarn you're using on the loom, to cut it and make sure there's a little bit of room, and then you're going to take your secondary yarn and you're just going to make a simple knot. Now all you do is just E-wrap and knit just like normal. Another thing to remember about colors is that if you want it to be even, make sure you're keeping count of how many rows you're E-wrapping and you're knitting. For me, I'm gonna do 5 rows of the purple and I'm gonna do 5 rows of the teal. I finished with my colors and you can sort of see your hat starting to form. If you want your hat to be longer, just keep doing steps 1, 2, and 3. For me, I'm going to keep doing those steps, but I'm going to change my color back to white so that way you can really see those rows of purple and teal. I'm finally satisfied with the way my beanie looks now, so I'm going to wrap this yarn around my loom first so I can measure how much yarn I would need to take the loops off the pegs. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So the first thing is that I'm going to take this little needle I have and I'm going to place the yarn through the needle. If you don't have one of these, that's okay, because you can just use your crocheting tool to take the loops off and then just feed it through the loop. So that's all I'm doing here, is just taking the yarn and feeding it through each loop over and over again until my whole entire beanie is off. When you finish that step, you could just throw your loom to the side. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take that yarn in your hand and you're going to pull it nice and tight, because what that's going to do is it's going to close your hat up. And what I like to do is I like to feed the yarn through into the inside of the hat, and I like to knot it there because the knot is not seeable inside the hat. And now you are finally done with your hat. Give it to your grandma, give it to your mom, give it to your siblings. You can do whatever you want. See you later.